The Festival of Colors event is taking place this week in Pokemon Go. We have a brand new shiny debut. We finally have a shiny locked Pokemon coming back. We're going to touch on the bonuses and some tips to help you guys maximize, but we're also going to give our 2 cents on why you don't want to miss this event because it only happens once a year. Shh. Kicking off with date and time, it looks like it's going to be taking place this coming Thursday, the 13th of March, running for 5 days, all the way until the 17th of March at 8 p.m. local time. The bonuses will include all lure modules lasting for a total of 3 hours. Incenses are going to last for a total of 2 hours. While that incense is active, Bruxish is going to be drawn to it more often. For trainers living in India and 1-star raids, you're going to have the Pikachu wearing the Kurta. There will be a branching timed research, and you're also going to get 1 additional candy from completing raids. And finally, we can take snapshots to get a shiny surprise, hopefully, which is going to be that shiny Smeargle. If you want to get a specific move on your Smeargle as well, just like it is in the main series games with Sketch, the way to do it at Pokemon Go is that whatever move you want on your Smeargle is going to come from the move pool of that snapshotted Pokemon. So for example, a lot of people like to get Lock On as a fast move on Smeargle, and the only way, or one of the only ways to get that is from a Registeel. So if you want Lock On, maybe use a Registeel and you should learn that move. Spawning in the wild, we have Drowsy, Magikarp, Natu, Apom, Meditite, Dwebble, Bruxish. Bear in mind that this Bruxish, because it's going to be shiny for the first time, it looks like it's going to have a 1 in 512 chance, but I would specifically aim at going for it through that incense, probably your best chance of getting that shiny. And then we have all forms of Flabébé spawning. In the Asia-Pacific region, we're going to have the blue flower. In Europe, Middle East, and Africa, we're going to have the red flower. And in the Americas, you're going to have the yellow flower. And globally, it looks like the white flower as well as the orange flower are going to be spawning too. We have color-themed 3-star raid battles. We have Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon spawning there. In 5-star raids, we're going to have Tapu Koko. And remember, very important here, that Tapu Koko is going to know its legacy move, Nature's Madness. And in Mega Raids, we're going to have Mega Swampert coming back. As you guys know already, if you don't have one, Mega Swampert is one of the best water types as well as grind type attackers in the game. Make sure to raid them. There's going to be free timed research where we can get 1 incense for a rare candy, as well as some event-themed encounters. In field research, it looks like we're going to get Stardust as a main reward, on top of some event-themed encounters too. There's also going to be a paid timed research ticket for a total cost of $2, and that is going to grant us 2,000 Stardust, 4 incense, 2 Allure modules, and an encounter with Bruxish. Just bear in mind, if you get a Bruxish encounter in the field research as well, that 100% IV is going to be 1024. Make a mental note of that. Whew. Top tips time. How do we get the shiny Bruxish as well as the shiny Smeargle? Let's start off with Bruxish. Guys, it's important to mention that Bruxish doesn't really spawn in the wild that frequently at all. So the fact that it's going to be drawn to incense as well as those incenses lasting for 2 hours, this is 1000% going to be your best way at getting that shiny. It's a stunning shiny. Unfortunately, there is no shiny boost. So I do think, like we mentioned earlier, it will probably be 1 in 512. But as a water and psychic type Pokemon, it has a massive attack stat, but doesn't have huge utility in the game. And in terms of that shiny Smeargle, I don't know how many snapshots we're going to get per day, but I have a feeling it's probably going to be between 5 and 10. If it's any less than that, that would just be criminal. But that is going to be your best chance to do it. Remember to take snapshots. I would do it in maybe like hourly or 2 hourly increments, because if you do it too close to one another, Smeargle won't arrive. I think there's like a cooldown timer of half an hour, I think, something like that. So that is going to be your best way to do that. And who knows, you may even get that shiny Smeargle, which is finally going to be shiny unlocked on this day. Those are going to be your best avenues to get those shinies. And tip number 2 has to surround candy gains. How do I maximize candy and how do I get a lot of candy in this event? I would focus on one main thing. I would use a fairy type mega or a psychic type mega that are at mega level 3, and I'm about to tell you why. If you look at the spawn pool right now, there are about 4 Pokemon that share the psychic type, but if you look, there's one main fairy type in there, which is going to be Flabébé. I'm going to focus on Flabébé right now. Flabébé going into Florges is, in my opinion right now, one of the most criminally underrated Pokemon in the entirety of the game, and here's why. Florges in the Great League is ranked 91 with that Fairy Wind, Moonblast, and Trailblaze, and the Ultra League it's ranked 33, and in the Master League it's taken the 7th spot, and it doesn't end there, because in the Fairy type raid attacking category, it currently takes the 16th spot, not including Megas or Shadows, which I think is super super impressive, an amazing Pokemon as an all-rounder, and this is a great opportunity to try and get all the colors of the flowers that you don't have. Imagine you could get a hundo of white, orange, red, blue. That would be just amazing. That is a big target for me today, and the reason why as well is that you can get that XL candy, because remember, a Mega Level 3 Pokemon has an extra 25% chance to grant you XL candy every time you catch a fairy Pokemon. In this case, Flabébé, that is going to be my big target. Some honorable mentions is going to be that Meditite going into Medicham. As we all know, in the Great League, Medicham right now has taken a bit of a dive in the rankings. I think it's currently ranked 58th with that XL candy, but as we know, it just is one update away from probably going back into that top 10. And more than that, it's a really good fighting and psychic type Mega, not necessarily as a raid attacker, but it's a very useful Pokemon again if you want to try and get fighting and psychic candy in another event, especially XL candy, a really good Pokemon to have at Mega Level 3. The other honorable mention, of course, is going to be Magikarp, a boosted shiny. I think that shiny is it 1 in 64 or 1 in 128? I can't remember, but definitely a boosted shiny. But more than that, going into Gyarados, it shines pretty much in all three of the leagues. In the Great League and Ultra League right now, it's ranked in the 200s, but in some niche metas, it can do very well. But in the Master League, as you can see, a real force to be reckoned with the ranking right now with 42 with that XL candy. But it really shines as a raid attacker, because take a look in the water type category, it's currently ranked 5th, which is so impressive amongst those very powerful water types. And even the dark type category as well, it also takes the 5th spot. So some really good Pokemon in this event that you guys could really go after. But just like we said in that Flabébé, very underrated Pokemon, and that is going to be our top target. We have the Dynamax Raikou Raid Day coming up this weekend. Follow us for everything and hit that subscribe button. We're working really hard, me and my editor. We're really trying to pump out the content for you guys. Really appreciate your support. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one, baby. Shh.